He puts on fake medals, straps on a sword, and slips into riding boots. The elementary school principal is trying to look like Napoleon from a picture in a book. The kids at school ditch their books and pick up guns. Colonel Aureliano told Arcadio to keep Macondo safe before he left, but Arcadio's letting it go to his head and acting like a little dictator. He gathers everyone in town and drops his first decree. All men have to join the army and wear red armbands for the Liberal Party, and every house has to be painted red. A lot of people aren't happy about this. It goes against Macondo's whole free, no party vibe they've had since day one. But Arcadio doesn't care. To show he's the boss, he has his students practice shooting in the street. These kids' soldiers are terrible shots though, and bullets are flying everywhere. People are freaking out and running back into their houses. All the laughing is making Arcadio look pretty stupid. Then, an old guy comes asking for help, and Arcadio perks up. Turns out, Jose's trying to force his neighbors to pay rent. Since getting hitched, Rebecca absorbed Jose's tremendous energy every day, but it's also made him stop chasing other women and start working hard. Macondo was built by old Buendia, and Jose, being the oldest son, thinks he owns the whole place. So he's demanding rent from the neighbors. Arcadio not only doesn't stop him, but makes it legal and takes a cut.
Y lo único que tienes que hacer para convertirte en el dueño de esas tierras es firmar aquí. Eso sí, vas a tener que pagar una pequeña contribución a nuestra oficina. Tranquilo, que solo puedes sacar lo que te produzca en el campo.
These two jerks are really alike, but they still don't know their father and son, to raise money for the army. Arcadio slaps heavy taxes on all the businesses. People put up with his antics because they respect his uncle, Colonel Aureliano. A trumpet player starts playing a goofy tune to make fun of Arcadio for acting like a clown playing dress-up, and everyone cracks up. When Arcadio realizes he's being mocked, Pilar's heartbroken seeing her son kill her friend. She's still paying for her wild and slutty past. Once Arcadio gets a taste of power, he goes totally off the rails. He arrests the ex-magistrate just for saying something snarky about him and plans to have him shot in public. Right before it happens, Ursula jumps in front of the magistrate. She's furious and whips the crap out of her jackass grandson. Arcadio's totally blindsided. Ursula just got a letter from the front lines saying Aureliano bit the dust. Without his backup, Arcadio deflates like a balloon, slinking away while people spit at him. Ursula's so torn up about losing her son, she can barely walk. But she doesn't know Aureliano's actually still kicking. There was a mix-up with the battle report. Since Aureliano freed Macondo with his 29 buddies, he's been on a mission to take down the conservative government. He's always at the front of the charge, somehow miraculously surviving close calls with death. During a mission to rescue a captured colonel deep in enemy territory, they're discovered and suffer heavy losses. Aureliano has to split and find allied forces for help. He asks a farmer for info, but the guy mistakes him for one of those nasty conservative soldiers.
Esto no es necesario.
He ditches his horse and runs for it, but ends up lost in the same swamp his folks crossed when they first came to Macondo. Exhausted, Aureliano hallucinates, seeing his dead wife and his dad as a young man. He finally collapses, face first in the mud, out cold. When he comes to, he's in a run-down shack. A kind farm woman saved him. Lucky for him, she's helped plenty of liberal soldiers before and quickly connects Aureliano with some backup. Colonel Stevenson, who's in charge, has heard all about Aureliano's heroics and immediately joins forces with him. But when Aureliano gets back to camp, he finds out all the wounded soldiers have been buried. Heartbroken, Aureliano realizes he has to win this war to stop the conservatives' nationwide bloodbath.
Hasta que no le reclamemos a esos hijos de puta. Hasta la última gota de sangre que hayan derramado los nuestros. ¡Viva el Partido Liberal!
After a rousing speech, Aureliano leads the charge straight into the enemy camp. Fighting for freedom, they're fearless and soon have the enemy on the run. Only this kind of hardcore action can break the back of exploitation and tyranny. Every second of peace hides a chunk of intense history, and every revolutionary monument is built on the bones of heroes. This is Colonel Aureliano fighting back against oppression and standing up for his people's suffering. While they're celebrating their big win, Aureliano's hometown, Macondo, is about to get hit hard. Pilar's fortune-telling shows her son's in deep trouble, so she rushes to warn Arcadio.
Una mujer intentará ayudarte. Tienes que escucharla.
But Arcadio's in a funk and ignores her advice. Ever since Ursula whipped him in public, Macondo's people have been looking down on him even more. He hasn't been able to collect a single penny in taxes. Pilar's prediction comes true fast when a woman bursts into Arcadio's office. Actually, it's Colonel Stevenson in drag, risking his life to deliver a message from Aureliano. A huge conservative army with big guns is about to attack Macondo, and the town's defenses don't stand a chance. Aureliano's telling them to surrender to avoid a massacre, but Arcadio, who just heard Aureliano was dead, doesn't buy it. He ignores Stevenson's warning and locks him up. Before Arcadio can even get comfortable, gunfire erupts outside. The conservative army's coming in hot, mowing down innocent people in the streets who couldn't escape in time. Arcadio's kid soldiers are no match for these pros. The enemy brings out the big guns and blows up the church bell tower with one shot. Another shot smashes through Arcadio's weak defenses, and his ego along with it. Now he's finally getting a taste of how brutal war really is. He's cowering in a corner, shaking like a leaf, while Stevenson would rather die fighting than give up. After taking out a few enemies, Stevenson goes down in the barrage and the school headquarters falls. Arcadio's running for his life, and now he's most like Napoleon, but Napoleon at Waterloo. While even Macondo's regular folks are fighting back against the bloody slaughter, Arcadio's just using the time they're buying him to run away. He tries to hide in a shelter, but the women and kids there throw him out. He begs the magistrate for protection, but the guy can't even protect himself. Ironically, his Napoleon get-up that he was so proud of becomes his death warrant. The enemy commander spots him in the crowd right away. Now he remembers he's a Buendia, but it's too late. At least in this moment, Arcadio finally mans up. He steps forward to surrender, so his family doesn't get hurt. No trial, no questions. They take him straight to the cemetery to be shot. In his last moments, Arcadio realizes how much he loves the people he used to hate. His last words are to name his unborn kid after Old Buendia if it's a boy, or Ursula if it's a girl. This hints that the Buendia family's fate is about to start a new cycle. He waves goodbye to Rebecca watching from afar, while Jose just stares blankly. He still has no clue the guy about to die is his son. With Arcadio's death, the story of the Buendia family's second generation is coming to a close.